Hey, I'm back. I'm sorry that it took me so long. My family suffered a terrible loss this week. We lost my father-in-law after a long struggle with COPD. And so it's been a really hard week, but we are doing better, and I'm ready to continue my story. So rather than spend my time going back over what I've already told you, if you're just seeing this, go back into my profile and look at part 1, 2, and 3. This is part 4, and I'm just going to pick up where we left off. So where we left off was that I had found my brother. I found him. It was incredible. I couldn't believe it, and I had him on the phone. And so I think I told you that I was going to lose service, and I told him, I'm going to lose you, and he said, be sure and call me back. Promise me you'll call me back. And so I said, well, for sure, yeah, I'm headed to the grocery store. Isn't that ironic? So I drove to town and parked at the grocery store, and I called him back, and he answered the phone, and we had a wonderful 45-minute long conversation. And turns out his name is not Daniel. His name is Pete. And he's married. He told me about his daughter. He had a daughter, and he told me that she was very successful, quite the career girl. He told me that he was very proud of her and he loved her very much. And he also told me that he didn't think he'd ever get any grandkids because she worked all the time and was very, high up in her job and had an important job. And, he told me all about her. So that was kind of neat. And I knew, because I'd already done some private investigating, that this was his third marriage. The first one, I think, was really short, kind of a mistake, And then the next one was with his daughter, whose name is Emily, with Emily's mother. And the third one was the new wife. We'll just call her the new wife. And so she was actually out of town when we were speaking. She was staying with her parents, and he didn't tell me much about her. He just said, I'm married and my wife. And so, he's a car guy, restored classic cars, and he had done that for a living, and was really, really good at it from what I could gather. Not from him, but in talking with other people that we'll get to. So anyway, I told him that my mom was very special, that she was very kind-hearted and sweet and good, and that she had, gotten pregnant, that my grandmother was the one who orchestrated the sending her to the, I guess it was a convent, I don't know, Catholic home for unwed mothers. I think I mentioned this before. If you haven't watched the movie Philomena, you should, because it's really good, and it will help you understand what went on with these women back in the 50s with their babies. But anyway, so let's see. I told him that she loved him, and she looked for him, and that she had died. That was hard. It was hard for me to tell him, how great she was, and then say, well, she passed away in 1981, and she had cancer. He needed to know that. And let's see. So we shared email addresses. He gave me his. I gave him mine. We shared cell phone numbers. And I told him I was going to send some pictures of me and my sister and me and my son and my grandparents, my mom, So I come home from the grocery store, and I put together an email with all of those pictures attached, and sent that off. And I was on top of the world. Like, I had the brother I always wanted. We'd had a wonderful conversation. I was super excited about the future. I did ask him to come to Georgia, and he told me it was too hot down here. I said, well, it's okay. I know the way to Ohio. And I made that trek twice a year my whole life from Michigan to Georgia. So anyway, so we hung up, and things were good, and I'd sent the thing, and he told me that he was not very tech savvy, that his wife would be the person that got the pictures and opened the email and all that. So I thought, well, maybe something happened and she didn't get to come home from her parents. She's still caring for them. So I gave it a few weeks. And I was trying to be patient. That's not my strong suit, but I tried. And so I thought, well, and so then it was like getting around Thanksgiving time. So I sent an email and I said, hey, happy Thanksgiving. Hope you're doing well. Would love to hear from you. Something like that. And then it was Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And then it was his birthday, which was, if you remember, March 15th, which is today. Today is his birthday. Happy birthday. I haven't heard from you. I hope everything's okay. Let me know you're okay. Nothing. So one Sunday after church, I just said, this is the day. I'm going to call. I didn't want to call. I kept sending emails. And then I was like, well, maybe he doesn't even open his email. He's not even getting these messages. So I called the house phone. And his wife answered the phone and she said, hello. And I said, hi, my name's Tracy and I am from Georgia and I am Pete's sister. And it felt so weird to say that, but it was so exciting to say it at the same time. But she didn't like it. Her whole tone changed from hello to he's not here. And I said, well, could I leave a message for him? And she said, what do you want him to know? I said, well, I just want him to know that I'm concerned about him. I had thought I would hear back and I hadn't heard. And I just wanted to check in and make sure that he's okay. And she said, I'll let him know. I said, okay, thank you very much. Have a great day, So weeks went by. Weeks turned into months. And I'm really sweet until I'm not. I got my mama's sweet and I got my daddy's temper. So I finally got angry and I sat down and I typed an email. And I said, look, I don't know if I did something wrong. I don't know if you're sick. I don't know if you died. I don't know what's going on. I don't understand what changed. And so I need you to let me know what's going on. Nothing. So I thought, well, okay. What do I do now? And I was heartbroken. Heartbroken. I love with everything I have. And I made sure that they understood, I want nothing from you. I don't want your money. I don't want anything. I just want to be your sister and have a relationship with you. And I have no expectations and I want nothing from you. So I thought, well, maybe they don't believe that. Maybe they are like, she's probably some psycho girl who wants all our money. It's not true, but maybe that's what they thought. So I thought, well, okay. So I sent an email. That's what I was telling you. So I sent the email, and the email said just exactly what I told you. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happened, where we went wrong, what happened. I got nothing back for a long time. And then one day, I opened up my email, and I'm going through my email. I get a lot of emails for work and stuff. And here's an email, and it's from him. And my heart just pounding. I'm like, oh my God, what's he going to say? What's he going to say? I didn't know. So I opened the email, and I read the email. And since I'm almost out of time on my 10-minute limit, I'm going to do part 5 next, and I'll tell you what the email said. So hang tight. Thanks for listening.